Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today I'm going to talk about something completely different to what we have been talking about in the last, year and a bit. And that's to kind of change our mindset. The reason I want to do this is because so many young people have actually joined the channel, and I want to talk about some of the important things that we need to do right now that could potentially help us when we are 50s and 60s, right? So even if you are 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, this is important. Okay, this is important to every single age, but if you're young, you have a massive opportunity. Okay, and I will tell you exactly what I mean by that. So what we're talking about today is something called FIRE. FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retirement, retire early, right? The early part is the most important part, and I think it's something that most people underestimate. And I'm going to explain what that means, what FIRE means, what it stands for, how it works, the types of FIRE, and then I'm going to show you some calculation of what if you wanted to retire, basically, say, 40 at the age of 45 or whatever. How much money should you have in the stock market, how much should you have saved, and so on. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you a compound interest calculator, and I'm going to show you two different individuals, okay, and they show you their investment journeys. Okay, so if someone who basically quite young investing early, and someone who is slightly older and started investing late, or so on. So I'm going to explain all of these things in a bit. So if you like that kind of content, right, then please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I've always said to you guys, I want to be transparent, and I want to talk to you about the things that is basically that's going in my head, things that I'm doing in my life, and hopefully if it can inspire one person out there, then alhamdulillah, I have achieved something. Okay, so as you can see, the portfolio is down today, but to be honest with you, I couldn't care less. Right now I haven't added this month. Basically, the money I would have added this month, so inshallah I will be adding that very soon. Not this month, so this week. So inshallah I will be doing that tomorrow, and then we'll be adding to the portfolio. So let's get started. So here we go. Financial independence, retire early. This is what FIRE stands for. Okay, so what is FIRE all about? FIRE is this movement that started in the US, okay, and it's now in the UK and everywhere else around the world. The FIRE movements, okay, is where people adopt extreme savings methods in order to have financial freedom. And I highlighted financial freedom for a reason, right? Because if you're in your 25 and above and you are working right now, if I offered you that in freedom to be able to do the things that you want to do, okay, maybe you want to travel to the Arab world and learn Arabic, okay, for those who was basically in the UK, in the US and UK and so on. Some of us actually wanted to do that kind of thing. Maybe you want to do Hajj. Maybe you want to go on a little bit of holiday. Maybe you want to spend a bit more time with your family. Maybe you're sick and tired of going to work every single day and you want to take a break for maybe a couple of years. That financial freedom is what majority of the people are after, and that is genuinely something that I am after. Okay, to be able to do the things that I want to do when I want to do it, not just when someone has given me a holiday. So that is important. So this is the reason why people are doing this FIRE thing. This is why people have started. Okay, so let's dig deeper and find out a bit more information. Okay, so there are two types of FIRE I'm going to look at. There's loads of different ones, but the ones that I want to focus on is these two. One of them is FIRE. FIRE refers to basically those who expect to live on a higher than average income in retirement. So when you retire, okay, you will have a basically higher kind of lifestyle. So you want to travel, you want to have a nice car, nice house, that kind of thing, right? And for that reason, it's called FIRE. And I will show you what numbers you need for a FIRE. The next one, okay, is lean FIRE. And this is basically the opposite. So you're not really basically retiring with with sort of that luxury mindset. You're retiring to make sure that you want to take care of your children, you want to take care of your family, you want to basically live that little bit frugal lifestyle, as well as that obviously basically buy the things that you need. Okay, the essentials, if you like. So the food, the transportation, the rent, all of those things, right? So that is lean FIRE and fat FIRE. That's the difference between the two. So those are the two I want to focus on today, right? So let's have a look at what's going on. Okay, so the aim is to basically fund basically the aim of this whole FIRE situation is this: be frugal. Okay, use extreme saving methods such as setting aside half of your earnings. And again, that we should still be doing that even if we are not basically going if you're not doing FIRE, you should still be saving quite a bit of your income, salary, okay, every single month, and put it into some sort of investment. So generating an income through passive investment is also really important, especially in a situation where you can't just rely on one income. And if you want to accelerate that situation where you want to be able to retire early, you now need to create more income, invest that money, and then I'll show you in a bit the compounding effect of that kind of thing. So it appeals to those who basically want to quit their job. Some people might not even want to quit their job. They just need that break, if you like. Want to gain financial independence, okay? And again, that financial independence part is really important. Why? Because you want to have that freedom we spoke about, okay? Move their retirement age forward. So you might want to say, do you know what? I'm going to retire in 5 years. Okay, because I've got enough money invested in the stock market, and if the stock market returns on S&P 500 basically over a period of time returns about 7% on average, right? So if that 7% is something that you can basically get every single year or on average, right, then you can easily retire. You've got enough money in there, you retire, basically you're getting your 7% every single year increase, and then I will show you the numbers in order to be able to retire that for that kind of thing. So it's really important to have that goal. So what are the principles of FIRE? Okay, saving as much as you can, up to maybe 70%, living exceptionally frugally, paying off all your debt, including your mortgage. And that is really important. If you can pay off your debt, including mortgage. Sometimes people think mortgages are it's fine, I'll just pay it off. But if you can save and pay off your mortgage quicker, then all that money will stay in your pocket. And to be honest with you, you will have that mindset where you don't have to worry about paying basically the bank every single month if you can do that. And that will be absolutely a brilliant. I think that will be an amazing position to be in. If you have no debt, you pay off your mortgage, you can save up to 70% of your income, invest every single penny, okay, after you put a little bit of money aside for things like, for example, your emergency money, basically, right? So how does it work? So this is how it works, and then I'll show you. Apologies if it's a little bit blurry. I think I stretched the picture too much. But it says how much I spent every single month. So this is what we need to do. We need to find out what our FIRE number is. This is the formula, and then I'm going to show you basically some examples, right? So what do? You basically find out how much you spend every single month. You times that by 12, obviously for that 1 year. Then you basically divide that by your save and withdrawal rate. Okay, the withdrawal rate is 4%, and I will show you two examples: 3% and rate 4%. Now, this is something that they came up in the US. So basically, what they're trying to say is you can withdraw 4% of your investment every single year and still be able to have enough money before you die. Basically, you'll still be able to withdraw every single year that 4%, and your portfolio will still go up. Why? Because if the S&P 500 gives you an average of 7% every single year, and you're only withdrawing 4%, the rest of them basically is gonna reinvested. The compounding basically effect takes place, and then the portfolio keeps going up. So your FIRE number, or basically the retired number, is this. So for example, if you invest if you need £250 or dollars, right, every single month, so your expenses are £250, 2,500, right? Times that by 12 and then divided by 4%. That will give you £750,000 a year. So that's your FIRE number. So imagine you invested £750,000 in the stock market. Then what they're saying is you can retire and take that 4% every single year without running out of money until before you die. Basically, that's the thinking behind it, right? And again, it's doable. 2,500 is basically decent. I think you can live off that. Okay, And if you divide times that by 12, sorry, a month, if you times by that by 12, okay, and divide it by, you'll get this number. And this is basically how much you need in order to retire. So let's have a look at some examples. Okay, so these are FIRE numbers. So the first person here, so basically imagine you're doing lean FIRE and your expenses $3,250, right? Your annual expenses will be $39,000. The FIRE number, if you are doing 4% withdrawal rate, okay, your FIRE number, the number that you need to invest in the stock market in order to retire, is $975,000. If you need 3%, so again, you're taking less from your portfolio because you're thinking, you know what, I want to make sure I have enough money without running out of money, okay, and so on. Then you can do 3%, and that for that reason you need 1.29 million basically invested in a stock market. Okay, so that's the first one. What if you want FIRE? So this is basically someone who basically is a kind of in between lean FIRE and fat FIRE, and this is $60,000. So you basically need $60,000 every single year. For that reason, you need, if withdrawal of 4%, you need 1.5 million or 1.98 million every single year, basically invested in the stock market, right, at the 3% withdrawal rate. Next one is fat FIRE. So this is the person who wants to live a luxury life. Remember, lean is someone who is basically frugal, still want to basically live a normal life without having to spend on holidays, luxury cars, all of that stuff. But fat FIRE is slightly different, and obviously FIRE is kind of in between those two. So fat FIRE, this person wants 8,500 every single month. They need 102,000 a year. Okay, they need 2.55 million. Okay, basically in order to withdraw 4% every single year, and 3% they need 3.37 million. That seems a lot of money, and I think I don't even know what you will do 8,500 a month. I'll be honest with you. That's a lot of money. What would you need that kind of money for? I don't know. I don't live that kind of lifestyle, so for me it'll probably be lean FIRE if I had to do this, right? And finally, I added another one just for the pound, just to make sure that we cover everything. It's 2,500. Again, the formula is exactly the same. It's a lean FIRE, 2,500 every single month. You need about 30,000 a year, and that for 4% withdrawal rate, you need 750,000. That seems basically doable, right? But if you do 3%, you basically need closer to 1 million or 990, right? So it's really that simple. So what you're doing is every single year, and there's a way to calculate, obviously, like I've shown you earlier, you can basically calculate your number and so on easily, but it's really important to have this sort of a mindset. And the reason I say that is because it kind of keeps you grounded. The days where the stock market is going up, it's going down, you wouldn't care, because you know you need to invest. So if you're doing if you need 30,000 basically a year, you know you need to invest this money. Okay, put that money to work. By the way, you don't need to invest all that money by yourself. You can basically gain dividends, sell some stocks, get some profit, reinvest in the portfolio. So you basically accumulating enough money over that period of time, and that period of time might be 20 years, 30 years, and after that you can retire and basically don't worry about what is happening to the stock market, whether it goes up or down. If you have that sort of a mindset and you have that sort of a goal, it keeps you grounded, and you start thinking about, you know what, right now the stock market is down, great companies are down like Microsoft, this and that, right? You would be buying because you know in 20 years down the line that wouldn't matter. Okay, and I hope that kind of makes sense, right? So some of the pros and cons. Okay, so it's good basically to know where you stand. Okay, obviously in terms of your projection, where you want to be, right? Most people can cut spending and invest in more, which is what everyone should be doing right now. Okay, most people should cut their expenditure and invest more in the stock market and so on. It can help you retire early and control your schedule and what you want to do when you know, if you want to go to sleep, if you want to go fishing, if you want to start something new, you want to learn a new skill, you want to start new business, all of these things, you've got the freedom. But obviously, many people can't invest that sort of money because they don't have it, and that's one of the cons about this thing. And of course, they can go up in retirement. So things will go up, like healthcare, inflation basically right now is 10%. So right now, if someone is basically retiring on FIRE right now, they will basically feel it because inflation is 10% and the stock market is going down. So you can't be withdrawing 4% because the stock market is down. When the markets are down, you're not gonna, you're gonna withdraw all that money. You'll probably start thinking maybe I'll do 2% this year because the market is down. You don't want to sell it basically when your stocks are very much down. Okay. And obviously not everyone wants to have that early retirement, but if it's really genuinely, if you can do it, you can have that time with your family and friends and basically invest your time with those who really matter to you. Right, let's switch things a little bit right now, and I want to show you something really important, okay? Especially if you're young, you're watching these videos, and you started investing recently, right? So imagine you only invest 1,000 so far. That's all you have. And we said the S&P 500 returns about 7%. And you've got 30 years basically time horizon. So you're now, 20, and by the time you're 50, you want to retire, right? You deposit every month, just okay, for the next 30 years, only 500. Only 500 a month because you can't afford any more than that. Let me show you what you will have. Check this out. 618,000. So remember, all you were doing is you had 1,000 investment to start with. You've added 500 every single month, right? You've basically contributed 180,000 pounds, starting with 1,000. And look at this. Your future investment value will be 618,000 pounds in 30 years. And guess what? 437,000 will be the interest that you earn. It's not interest to interest. I'm not talking about haram interest and all that stuff. I'm talking about basically the gains that you got from the S&P 500, the 7% that we've already spoken about, right? 437. That's a lot of money. Because you've got 30 years basically a time horizon, that's why the compound effect basically is really powerful. The earlier you start, the better. If you're 18 and you have, 200 pounds lying around, invest it right now and continuously invest that money every single week, month, whatever you can afford for the foreseeable future. I'm not a financial advisor, and obviously the S&P 500 can go up and down, but on average it returns 7%. Okay, but I'm just giving you the facts, and whatever you do with that is entirely up to you. But it's not financial advice. Please don't just straight away to call my name out and say, oh, you told me this and that. I'm just giving you the facts. What you do with it is entirely up to you. So that's the first person. Right, the second person is this, right? Right now my portfolio is 57,000. So I put that in. I'm not just saying this is me, by the way. I'm just saying generally. And I'm investing 7%. Basically, I'm expecting 7% return from the S&P 500. Say I want to retire basically when I'm 50, right? So 15 years from now. And I deposit 1,500 every single month. That's basically my contribution to my portfolio. This is what would happen. I will have 637,000. Okay? I've invested, in my initial value was 57,000. But that's what my portfolio right now is. I've contributed 270. So I've contributed more than the other person, but we kind of end up with the same amount. Because the other person had over 400,000 basically in terms of interest earned. But with this portfolio, it's only 310. Again, more or less the same returns. So what I'm wanting you to know is from this video, I just want you to start being consistent, okay? Be consistent, keep investing, don't worry about the noise, have a goal to basically make sure you understand what you're doing, the companies that you're buying, quality companies, whether it's ETFs, however you want to diversify your portfolio is entirely up to you. So that's my advice, that's what I would have done, and that's what I'm doing. So in terms of FIRE, I don't think FIRE is something that I will be basically just doing either FIRE or whatever. I'm saving money every single month. I'm investing my money. And what I would like to do is not just FIRE. I would do some sort of a FIRE, but at the same time, I want to live off my dividends instead of basically relying on that 4% withdrawal rate. I don't want to be relying on 4% or 3% withdrawal rate. I want to create a portfolio, hopefully big enough to give me enough income to live off. And if that's not the case, maybe with a portfolio of properties as well as my dividend will then complement each other, and hopefully I will have enough to retire. So I'm not saying I'm going to do FIRE, I'll be honest with you right now, okay? But things might change, I don't know, maybe later on, okay? But before I finish the video, I just want to mention one more thing, and that is just please, just whatever you're doing, none of this is financial advice, okay? And the second thing is, give the videos a like, because it genuinely helps a lot of people. I'm sorry the video is too long, but I wanted to share this with you guys, so at least you have the bigger picture. So when I talk about stock market, this and this, and why I'm so adamant in investing in the stock market is because of the numbers that I've seen, and inshallah what my goal is. Okay, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum. Take care.